We've got the afternoon, and we've got this room for two. One thing I have left to do: discover me, discovering you. 1 mile to every inch of your skin's like porcelain.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So right off the bat, you guys can probably tell my voice sounds crazy right now because I am really sick at the moment, and I actually was not going to be planning to film anything this week, but I feel so bad because I get so many requests on a daily basis on my videos, through email, through Instagram, asking where my bridal makeup tutorial is. You guys have been asking for this video since before I even got married. I got married 5 months ago, and you know, I did my own makeup. I planned it out, and a lot of you guys were asking to see it, but I told you I did not want to reveal it until after the wedding because obviously I didn't want any of the guests that were coming to my wedding to see my makeup beforehand or anything like that. So anyway, I put it off, and then I got married, and I don't know, like in a flash, 5 months just flew by, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to get this tutorial up for you guys. You have been asking me every single day, so I just felt really guilty this morning, and I'm like, all right, you know what? I don't care that I'm sick and dying. I'm going to sit my butt down no matter what and film this tutorial today. So that is what I did for you guys. This is the finished look right here. I tried to get it as close to what I did on my actual wedding day. I actually did do my own hair also, and I tried to kind of replicate what I had done on my wedding day because I did get my hair done on my wedding day, but not my makeup. I did my makeup myself, but I kind of feel like I could have done my hair myself too. The only thing that I'm missing is the little sparkly clip that I had in my hair. But anyway, this video is going to be a super long one because I did film it in real time. I'm going to try not to speed up too many things and talk through the entire thing so you guys can pick up any tips along the way. I'm sorry that my voice sounds like a man right now, but just deal with me, guys. It's a struggle. If you guys want to see a tutorial on the hair, definitely let me know. It's actually surprisingly easy. I was going for like an old Hollywood type of style, actually, with the hair and the makeup. So before I talk too long, I'm sure this video is going to be really long. Make sure to grab some tea or a drink or a snack so you guys can enjoy this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I will post all the products that I used on my face because, believe it or not, it is a lot of products, but it's really easy. I really feel like any woman can do her own makeup on her wedding day. You just need to practice and have the right materials. So again, there will be a list of everything that I used down below, and I think that that's all that I have to say to you guys. I tried to do a look that was very versatile for my own wedding day because, you know, I wanted to look classic. I wanted to be proud of the pictures that I showed my kids many years from now and my grandkids and stuff like that. I didn't want anything too trendy. I wanted to look classic. I wanted to look romantic and like a glowing happy bride, which I think is what every woman wants to look like on her wedding day. So congratulations to all my girls that are watching that are engaged. I hope that you have an amazing wedding and an amazing marriage. I know that my wedding day was hands down the most amazing day of my life. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Best of luck to all of you that are getting married, and I hope that you guys enjoy and pick up some tips by watching this video. See you guys next time. Alright guys, so we are going to get started, and I actually only have 2 things on my face right now, which are my moisturizer and my primer. What I recommend is washing your face when you first wake up in the morning and then waiting at least 15 minutes before you go in with your moisturizer, letting that soak in, and then another 5 minutes in between, then applying your primer over. So the moisturizer that I applied is the same one that I showed you guys in my daily skincare routine, which is my Neutrogena's Natural Moisturizer, and then the primer that I applied over that, I recommend this to every single bride. It is a little bit pricey, but I believe that they actually have a travel size. This is by Hourglass. You can pick this up at Sephora, and it's called their Mineral Primer. It's oil-free. My skin does not agree with a lot of primers because, as you guys can see, it's very sensitive. It breaks out a lot, and this primer does not break me out. It keeps me matte all day long. It keeps my makeup locked and in place, so I definitely love this primer. So the first thing that I want to let you guys know is that I would normally, for an event like this, do my eyes first and then move on to the skin, but that's actually, it wasn't an option on my wedding day because I did use airbrush makeup, and obviously if you spray this all over your face after you do your eyeshadow, it is going to completely ruin all of your work. So the first thing that I actually did on my wedding day was my foundation. A lot of you guys asked me what foundation I used, and I love this stuff so much, you guys. I have a review on it. I will link that down below. And this is the Sephora It just says Sephora on it, but I guess it's their Sephora Airbrush Foundation. And just so you guys know, on my wedding day, I did get an airbrush tan, so I was about 20 shades darker than I am right now. And I'm gonna be using light for this tutorial, but I did use a combination of medium and dark for my wedding day because I was super, super dark and I miss being that color. But anyway, I'm not that color for this tutorial today, so I'm gonna be using light. And I do wanna let you guys know that you have to cover your hair. Definitely, because this stuff will get into your hair. So I'm just going to be using a silk scarf like this. I'm going to protect my hair. Definitely look pretty insane right now, but sometimes us girls just look a little bit crazy while getting ready, so why change that on our wedding day? So I'm going to shake up this foundation. It's really important to shake it up. I'm actually going to do this off camera because you literally have to shake this for like a minute straight. So when choosing a foundation for your wedding day, you definitely want to make sure that you pick one that does not have an SPF in it, because if you do have a foundation that has a really high SPF, when you take pictures, the flash photography is going to make your face look completely white. I have been there, done that. So especially for your wedding day, pick a foundation that is number one, long lasting, and number two, has no SPF. And I believe this one is like $13 at Sephora. It's not even that expensive at all, and I really do love it. I wore this like every single day on my honeymoon as well. So what I'm going to do, I always have to take a deep breath before I do this because it's kind of hard to just spray something in your face, but I'm going to close my eyes and do a thin layer all over. Then what I'm going to do is spray some on my brush and go over that for more targeted coverage. But what I'm going to do first is just spray this baby all over my face. Oh, this is scary, so scary. Okay, there we go. How insanely crazy do I look right now? I know you guys, but I promise I'm gonna fix it. So what I'm gonna do, especially because I'm breaking out a lot right now on my cheeks, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more directly from the bottle onto my problem areas. And lastly, I'm gonna go on with a little bit more onto my brush. This brush is from Bare Minerals. It actually is called their Precision Face Brush. And I'm just going to dab this onto the areas where I need a little bit more coverage and just spread this stuff out. And after that, no matter what foundation you're using, you definitely want to make sure to blend it onto your neck. I actually did apply a little bit more onto my brush just to apply right onto my neck because it's very important. And oh my god, you guys, I just noticed that I spray this all over my earring. I definitely need to clean that. You know, always trying to be all fancy for you guys and have a top that kind of looks a little bit bridal inspired and put some really pretty earrings on, and that was a big mistake because look what I just did to my earring. Oh my gosh. Okay, much better. So I know that you guys think that I look a little bit crazy right now, and I definitely do, because what this foundation does is it completely blanks out my entire face, including my eyebrows and my lips, but that's okay because whatever I place on top is going to be extra vibrant. So now that all of my flaws are pretty much concealed, what I'm going to be doing is working on the eyes, and then I'm going to go back to the skin lastly. I do want to apply a little bit of lip balm onto my lips because those also did get blanked out. And I want to apply this now so that by the time that we get to our lipstick, this lip balm is going to be fully absorbed into my lips. So the first thing that I want to do is work on these brows, which look really crazy now. I do tint my brows. A lot of you guys know I do have a video on it, so it's a lot easier to do my brows. But since that foundation got all over them, I definitely have to redefine them. So what I'm going to be using is my NYX eyeshadow in the shade Guilt Trip. It looks like this. It's just a really nice deep espresso brown and an angled brush just like this. And then what I'm going to do is set it with my most favorite eyebrow gel ever. I don't know what they put in this stuff, but my eyebrows do not budge at all. So I'm going to be using the Tinted Brow Gel by Anastasia. Everything that I'm pretty much putting on my face today is super, super long wearing, especially the foundation. I think out of all the foundations that I own and any of the foundations that I have tried, that is the most waterproof foundation ever. And this stuff is very waterproof too. So really quickly, I'm going to fill in my brows and then I am going to set them with my brow gel. Okay, so the brows are on, they are finished, they are not going to be going anywhere, and I am starting to look like a human again. Yes. So the next thing that we're gonna do is move on to our eyeshadow. So of course, the same way that we primed our face, we need to prime for our eyeshadow. And I'm actually gonna be using a concealer that works as a wonderful primer. And this one is by MAC. It is their Pro Longwear Concealer. I am in the shade NW15. I like a really, really bright under eye. So I'm just gonna be using a little tiny dab of this. This is a couple of shades lighter than me. I would say about 3 or 4 shades lighter than me. I did not use this shade on my wedding day because that would have been a huge difference, because again, I was really dark on my wedding day. So I'm gonna be using this underneath my eyes, and I'm also going to be using this on top of my eyelids, again, to prime them. I'm gonna be using a flat foundation brush like this just to blend it all out. This is going to conceal any dark circles, and it's also going to brighten up my face at the same time. So I am going to be bringing it down a little bit lower on the face and onto my cheekbone because I really want to highlight that area. And then again, right on top of your lid. It's really going to prepare your lid for any eyeshadows that you apply on top of it. It's going to keep my eyeshadow from creasing throughout the day. It's going to make them appear even more vibrant. And I actually love this as an everyday primer for my eyeshadow. I don't even have a separate eyeshadow primer because I find that this does the job so well. Especially if you have oily eyelids, it's just going to make your eyeshadow stay in place all day long, which is really important for a bride. So now we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow, but since I do have my face makeup on already, I'm probably gonna have a little bit of fallout of the eyeshadow onto the tops of my cheekbones, so I kind of want to protect that area. I'm gonna be using a loose powder. This one is actually by Airspun. It's called their Coty Loose Face Powder. I actually found out about this stuff by watching a drag queen on YouTube, and I guess a lot of drag queens actually swear by this powder. I really do like it. The only thing that I don't like is that it's really scented, and it kind of smells like soap. I don't know, the scent really throws me off. There is an unscented formula, but I have not been able to find it. And I am going to be applying a lot of this, as you guys can see, because I really want to make sure that none of that eyeshadow is going to stain or make my under eyes look really dark. So don't worry, I will blend it out when we're done with the eyes, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I actually love using my Anastasia contour palette on my eyes because these colors just blend like an absolute dream, and they're very neutral. So I did use this on my wedding day. And the first thing that I'm gonna use is this vanilla shade right here. It is a matte color, and I'm going to be applying this onto my entire eyelid so that anything that we place on top of it is going to blend super easy. So you just want to apply this all the way from your lash line all the way up to your brow bone. And this is also going to set that concealer slash primer that we just applied onto our eyelids. Next, I'm taking this color called Matte Sing from the Meet Matte Nude palette and my MAC 217 brush, and I'm actually going to be applying this onto my upper crease because I really wanted to warm up my eye. So with all these eyeshadows, you really just want to blend. You want your eyeshadow pretty much every day, but especially on your wedding day, to be very blended and for all the colors to just fall into one another. This color I chose because it really did go with my wedding colors. It's kind of like a soft rose coral color that went really well. So I'm just going to be applying this again onto the upper crease, and then I am going to go in with another shade to warm up my crease. I'm going to be blending this out using windshield wiper motions and then also little circular motions. And I am going to bring this out a little bit further than where my eye ends because I really like a long extended cat eye, and that's what I really wanted on my wedding day. After that, I'm going to be going in with the darkest brown shade from the Anastasia contour palette in my same brush, and I'm going to be applying this color directly into my crease. Alright, and then to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to go in with that same vanilla shade that we used all over the lid. Some of it got a little bit lost when I was applying that color to the upper crease, so I'm going to reapply this just right underneath the brow bone. A lot of girls like to use a shimmery shade right here, but I don't recommend that, especially for a wedding day. Shimmer does not photograph really well on camera, and it just looks a lot more natural to have a matte shade such as this one. But you guys know me, I do still want a little bit of shimmer on the eyes, so I'm going to be using a damp brush, and I'm going to go into my Mary Luminizer highlighter. This gives the most gorgeous champagne glow, so I'm just going to apply this directly onto my eyelids. And then I just want to go back into the crease with a little bit of that brown shade and buff it all out. So I'm not 100% done with my eyeshadow just yet, but I am going to be using my eyeliner as a guide to finish my eyeshadow, so I'm going to move on to that step. This is the eyeliner that I wore on my wedding day after looking up so many reviews on the best waterproof liner, and I do have to say I love this one. This is by Maybelline. It's called their Ultra Liner. I cried so much, you guys, on my wedding day, and my eyeliner was on point, just saying. And you guys, eyeliner is hard enough to apply on a daily basis. I'm trying to capture this on camera, which makes it 20 times harder, so forgive me if you guys can't really see what I'm doing, but I do have a tutorial on how I apply my winged liner, so I'm gonna link that down below just in case this is not in frame. And after my liner is applied, I'm gonna go in with this really dark brown shade right here. This is called Matte Wood. And the reason, focus. And the reason that I said that I wanted to apply my eyeliner on before I did this step is because I'm gonna be using my eyeliner as a guide as to where to apply this really deep shade. So I'm gonna start right where my eyeliner starts. And I'm just going to bring this up and connect it into the crease. First, I'm just going to place it down, then I'm gonna go in with a big fluffy brush to blend it out. I'm kind of cutting the crease here. This is what this technique is called. It just adds a really nice definition to your eyes, and I'm not going all the way in. I'm just going halfway on my top lid. This looks so pretty in pictures, guys, so it definitely is worth the extra step. So again, I'm just going to apply it just like that, and then I'm going to go in with a big fluffy brush and blend this out a little bit. Not too much. I still want it to be pretty defined, but I want it to look a little bit more diffused than this. Buff that out really softly. You guys can see that I definitely have some fallout here, which is really good that we placed that powder there, because when we wipe this away, it's just gonna come off 1, 2, 3. So what I'm gonna do next is apply a bronze color into my waterline. I don't like using black really on a normal day basis, especially for a wedding. I feel like black looks a little bit too harsh in the waterline. So this is by NYX, and it's called their Infinite Shadow Stick in the shade Bronze. And I'm going to apply this right into my waterline. And then I'm going to set that using the same brown shade that we used into our crease from my Anastasia palette. And I'm not going to blend this out too much because I really don't want a smoky look. I just want to set that waterline and a little bit underneath. Alright guys, and now that I am finally done with the eyeshadow, we can go ahead and wipe out all of this powder that's going on right here and just clean up the face a little bit. This is actually the same powder that I'm going to be using to set my entire face. So first I'm going to wipe what's going on underneath my face and use a buffing brush just to really make sure that that area is really nice and seamless and that we don't have any darkness there from the eyeshadows that we used. Here I'm applying a little bit of my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer because I just want to bring a little bit more lightness to that area. I'm going to be using a stippling brush and just apply this underneath the eyes and onto the tops of my cheekbones. And now I am going to set my entire face with the loose powder. I'm using this loose powder because it doesn't really add any coverage on top, but it really does just make sure that everything stays in place all day and prevents me from getting oily at all. When I use this spray foundation on a daily basis when I was on my honeymoon, I actually did not set it at all because it does dry to a matte finish, as you guys can see, and it really does stay budge proof. But again, it's for my wedding, so I just wanted to take the extra step and just set my face with a powder. And this powder actually blurs out my pores as well, so I do like it for that as well. Okay, so be prepared, you guys, because I am about to shock you. I did not use any false lashes on my wedding day, and that's only because I hardly ever use false lashes because I have very long, thick lashes. What am I even speaking? Lashes naturally. So I'm going to be applying my favorite mascara in the entire world. This is by CoverGirl. It is in their shade Black and it is waterproof. I love this stuff. It is my absolute favorite mascara out of high-end, low-end. I have not found anything that even compares to this. If you guys like false lashes, then you can apply them here, but I'm going to be applying my CoverGirl Lash Blast. As you guys can see here, this mascara really does make a huge difference for me. I have it on this eye and nothing on this eye, and I actually did buy and bring false lashes to apply on my wedding day, but after I did this step, I'm like, you know what? I can completely skip out on that because with this mascara, I really did not need them at all. So next we're gonna be bronzing up and contouring our face, which is personally my favorite steps right there. So to warm up my face, I'm gonna be using a powder that is not marketed as a bronzer, but it's a lot darker than my natural skin tone. This is the True Match W8 powder, and a lot of times in the drugstores bronzers are very shimmery, so I like using an extra dark face powder because that way I can make sure that there is no shimmer in it at all. So I'm going to be using an angle brush like this, and I'm going to pop this onto the parts of my face that the sun would naturally hit. So first off is around my forehead, and right now I'm really just placing it down. Don't worry you guys, I am gonna go back in and blend it with a bigger brush. This is just easier for me to get into all the areas of my face. Really important right on your temples, and this is gonna make a big difference in your pictures. On the sides of the nose, I'm not really going to contour my nose because I feel like it can look really fake, especially in pictures, so I'm just going to very lightly just apply this onto the sides of my nose and on the tip. Then I'm going to be applying this into where I would contour. I'm gonna go in with a separate contour powder. Hold on, my camera is way too bright. I'm going to be applying this right into the area of my cheek where I would contour. I am gonna go in with a separate contour powder because it is your wedding day. You can be a bit extra. After that is all placed down, I'm gonna go in with a super big fluffy brush. This is from Real Techniques and I really love it. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is nice and blended in. I really wanted my cheekbones to stand out a lot in my pictures, so I did go in with this blush by NYX in the shade Taupe, which is kind of like the same shade of my natural shadows on my face because it's kind of like a grayish taupe color. It's not very warm. It's actually on the cool side, and my bronzer was very warm. So I'm just going to be applying this right into my cheekbone hollows. Right there, as you guys can see, it's really going to make my cheekbones stand out a lot, and this looked gorgeous in pictures. And then what I actually did on my wedding day is I went in with this banana shade right here, and I used this on the lower half of my face to really make my contour pop. This is not something that I would do on an everyday basis, obviously, because it's a lot of steps, but I did apply it right onto the lower part of my face because as you guys can see, it's gonna make that contour stand out even more. Moving on to blush, I'm using this ambient lighting powder by Hourglass in the shade Radiant Light. It is the most gorgeous pinky peach color. It does have a little tiny bit of luminosity to it, but it is not shimmery at all. When I bought this blush, I knew right from the beginning that I was going to be using it on my wedding day because it is so pretty, and it really does blur any imperfections on your skin. I was so excited to use this stuff. It is a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. Look at that. Ah, I love it. And then to highlight a little bit more, because I love highlighting and contouring, I'm going to go on the tops of my cheekbones using another ambient lighting powder by Hourglass. This one is in the shade Diffused Light, which is just a yellow whitish color. And I'm going to be placing this right onto my cheekbones. Everybody wants to glow on their wedding day and have that beautiful glowing bride look. So I love this stuff because it is not a chunky glitter at all, such as the Mary Luminizer, which I did apply onto my eyelids. I do use that a lot on my cheekbones, but not for my wedding day because I wanted something that was a little bit more soft. So you guys can see that it gives a gorgeous glow. I'm also going to apply a little bit down the center of my nose, the middle of my forehead, and then right in the middle of my chin. And I love this stuff. It seriously makes your skin look airbrushed. And lastly, for my lips, I'm going to be lining them using my Milani Nude Lip Liner, and then I'm gonna go right on top with this Pro Longwear Lip Color by MAC in the shade Unchanging, which is a gorgeous color. I do normally like to go for nudes, but for your wedding day, you definitely wanna make sure that you have a little bit of color on your lips, especially for the pictures, like I keep saying throughout this entire tutorial. And this is the most gorgeous mauvey pink brown color. The two of these together I absolutely love. So I'm gonna pop these onto my lips, and this MAC stuff right here is seriously bulletproof, waterproof, life-proof, everything proof. You can kiss your husband all night long and this is not going anywhere. I actually did not even need to touch up my lips once throughout the entire day. So I love this stuff. Last but not least, you definitely want to use a setting spray. This is my waterproof setting spray by Model in a Bottle. I actually do have a video on this for you guys, and I showed you and I proved to you that it is waterproof. So I'm going to spray this all over my face. This is just going to ensure that my makeup is not going anywhere. This is like the hairspray for your face. It is absolutely wonderful. I could not be on my wedding day without this stuff. I swear to you guys, if you pick up just one thing from this video for your wedding day, definitely the Model in a Bottle. I'm going to link that review down below for you guys so you can see how amazing it is. And I believe that we are all done. So yeah, this is the finished look right here. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I am so sorry if my voice annoyed the heck out of you for this video, because I am literally so sick and my voice is annoying me. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. What I'm gonna do right now is take a baby wipe all of this makeup off, jump in the shower, make a cup of tea, and then lay back in bed and edit this for you guys. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, a list of all the materials that I use will be listed down below. Or materials? Why am I saying it like that? All the makeup that I used will be listed down below. Thank you again for watching. I love you all so much. Good luck to my future brides, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye!
Of mine, someday you will die, but I'll be close behind. I'll follow you into the dark. No blinding lights or tunnels to gates of white, just our hands clasped so tight, waiting for the hint to the spark. If heaven and hell decide that they both are satisfied, illuminate the nose of their vacancy signs. If there's no one beside you when your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark. In Catholic school, as vicious as Roman rules, I got my knuckles bruised by a lady in black, held my tongue